proceed to our sample problem number 2. A 10-kilogram projectile is fired vertically upward from the ground with an initial velocity of 50 meters per second. Determine the maximum height to which it will travel. So this is the projectile. So it is its direction is fired vertically upward from the ground. Okay, let's write the given. We have the mass of the projectile is equal to 10 kilograms. And then our initial velocity, that is from ground, is equal to 50 meters per seconds. Determine the maximum height to which it travels. So natay projectile here. It moves upward. So we need to get this maximum height. Let's say the maximum height is y. We can also use z sa example sa module. We can also use h. Basta important is we know what are these terms. So this is y. I say this is the y-axis. So sa may sunod na to buhaton. Okay, so ang ato ang motion is along that way lang. So na siya acceleration. So summation of forces along y is just equal to the mass times the acceleration. So we were asked about the maximum height. So unlike with the previous sample nga diretso ra nato siya ma-solve, katungkuan na nato tong initial and final velocity. Na natay initial velocity, ito final velocity is 0. Here we were applying the mass naman of the projectile. So we need to solve this. So what is summation of forces along y? Sa ato arang usa ra gyud nga force diri is ang nag-act sa kuan sa body is ang weight sa body. So if this is the particle, naay weight nga ga-act. So yang mass is 10 kilograms 10 times 9.81 meters per second squared. Therefore we have a weight of the kuan of the particle of the object equals to 98.1 Newton. So summation of forces along y, we have 98.1 Newton is just equal to the mass is equal to 10 times the acceleration. Since the direction of the force is downward, then we can use a negative sign here. So we have an acceleration equal to negative 9.81 meters per second square. So it is just the gravity. Now we were asked y, what is the height? Y, this is the maximum height. Say buhato na to ani. So by a projectile equation, this is a constant acceleration. If you notice, there is no function of time here. This is constant acceleration. We can use the formula v squared is equal to the square of the initial velocity plus 2 times the acceleration times delta y, or the displacement along the y. So we have already the acceleration. We have the initial velocity. We are looking for the final velocity is just 0. We are looking for this maximum height y. So the maximum height will be at velocity is equal to 0. So that is 0 squared is equal to the initial velocity 50 squared plus 2 times the acceleration, that is negative here 9.81 meters per second squared, and delta y is just equal to y, the final height y, minus the initial height, that is just 0. So summarizing this equation, we have 2 times 9.81 y. So ato man ning gitranspose on this side, muna ni positive ni siya, is equal to 50 squared. Then we can solve finally for y. Y is just equal to 50 squared over 2 times 9.81. So maximum height of the projectile is equal to 127.42 meters. So if you notice that if a projectile is fired only vertically upwards, so ang weight lang nag-act sa iya is ang, the first act lang siya is ang weight, then therefore, ang acceleration is just the acceleration due to gravity.